ready?
We're doing it, yes.
Okay.
I didn't bring my headphones, so I don't know how.
Okay, welcome to our very
You can start again.
Welcome to our very guerrilla style podcast.
Welcome, guys.
Hi, this is Eugenia.
Nice to meet you.
Cosmo, the Queen of Melrose. Yes, and we decided to do a podcast. Why not? Everybody else is doing it. Why not join the party?
Very DIY style, but we're doing it, yes.
And it's actually in my home, in a downstairs room. And we're like, what are we going to do with this room? Why don't we just do a podcast in there? So anyway, we're very new to this. We're very excited. And we have a few topics that we'd like to talk about.
What are the topics?
This is kind of weird when you're on the spot like this. This is weird.
We gotta get used to it.
Yeah, we gotta get used to it. You know, I feel like singing in this microphone.
Well, maybe you want to talk about. We can talk about how you started your stores and talk about that VHS tape that is a secret project of ours that we just digitalized.
So we discovered in my archives in the closet, actually, and I've been doing a lot of house cleaning. We've discovered a VHS tape, and it said the Cosmo show, and the date said 2003. 2003. So basically, I used to do a lot of fashion shows in Hollywood. I had a friend. He was a choreographer, and he would get me models, and he would get me dancers. Look at lipstick, everybody.
By the way,
this is lipstick.
This is the guest of today's show.
That's the real queen of the house.
Say hi.
Say hi, lipstick.
Let's do a little ASMR.
Say hi, mama. Say hi, mama. Yes. Say hello, mama. Give mama a kiss. Good. That's lipstick.
And that's why we're covered in lint and fur.
Yeah, just a hot mess.
Hairs and everything.
That's why we're calling this gorilla.
Yeah. Nobody got time for.
Nobody got time for that.
Now it's more. Anyway.
For cleaning, exactly. Yeah. So where was I? You
discovered a tape and you used to be doing a lot of fashion shows.
Lipstick. Okay. So, she's trying to upstage mama. She always does that. Lipstick, you're always trying to upstage mama. I love you, Mama.
Aww.
She's my baby. She's my baby. She's my baby.
What, did we decide on the name of the podcast yet?
We didn't decide on the name of the podcast. I was thinking Magilla Gorilla.
Glamrilla. Podcast.
Glamzilla
style.
I think it's already been taken.
Maybe.
That was Bridezilla.
Cigarettes and coffee with Cosmo.
Right. Cigarette and coffee with Cosmo. That's cute. That's reality. Yeah, because she's always got a cigarette and a coffee. But today she's cleansing, so she's got her lemonade. And she boils it with ginger and lemons and adds a little raw sugar in there. And she boils it for hours. And that's her potion.
And she grows her own lemons. So
she grows her own lemons in the backyard. Yes, we have a lemon tree.
Yep.
Lemons are expensive.
Yeah, especially organic ones.
Yes.
Lipstick. So we gotta go. Okay, so back to VHS 2003 and fashion shows. So tell us about that.
So we found this VHS tape, right? 2003. It says Cosmo Show. So basically, I told Eugenia I don't have a VHS player anymore. So can you maybe digitalize this thing? So she took it. It took a week. We got it back. And there was so much great footage on there. It was amazing. It was me doing a fashion show. And then the choreographer, who was my friend, Rodney Chester at the time, I said I always wanted dancers. I don't want people to walk just models. I wanted professional dancers. So that's what I got. So he got the Pussycat Dolls. Yeah, and the original Pussycat Dolls. And they showed up at my fashion show, and actually when I walked in, I saw them dancing in my clothes. I was very excited. So we had that on the VHS. Then also me styling rock stars back in the day, and I was so skinny. Oh my God. So I was styling like Disturbed, and I have footage of that. And it, it was just like a whole throwback, and it brought back so many great memories of the beginning days of Cosmo on Melrose. And it was just amazing. What did you think about that?
I am in love with that version of Cosmo. I also obviously am in love with this version. It's the same person, just different hairstyle, in my opinion. Okay, she's still fabulous.
Yes.
But the energy, Cosmo, you did not lose that energy. How did you manage to just keep being you throughout the years? Like how many years ago? 20, 21 years ago?
Passion. Okay. Like I still love what I do. Mm-hmm. Like yesterday I went to Palm Springs. I met this woman. She's amazing. And
he showed me.
Yeah, I showed you.
That lamp. She has the most gorgeous lamp that we should DIY.
Yeah, she has impeccable taste.
Oh my God.
So I went in her garage and she literally had vintage Gucci and Dolce & Gabbana. And she had vintage Terry Mugler. And then she also modeled the stuff for me, and she had a great body, still amazing. And we just had a great time in Palm Springs, which I want to move to. I love it there. And but still stay in Hollywood, just be a little like bi-coastal. But it was great. She had all these vintage brands. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I even have footage. I'll show you guys. But
we'll insert it somewhere here. I'll insert a footage of her. Yeah.
So, I still have a passion.
Both, girl. You still have. She's a little too hot. This is Gorilla.
She's hot.
We're gonna keep it all in.
Yeah.
We had did you have coffee today? I had 4.
You know what? I didn't enjoy my coffee today because I just started cleaning because the dogs are shedding.
Yeah.
So I had fur all over my bedspread, and I have a black bedspread. So basically, I had to clean all that. So I got up just like Beulah, the maid, and I just started cleaning the whole entire house. So now she's exhausted, but not too exhausted for her podcast. Yes.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
So you met her and you were just mesmerized that someone in Palm Springs is also interested in fashion, right?
Yeah, and she
knows Rick Owens.
Mogul. She knows Rick Owens. She knows, and she also has 3 Emmys. Oh, wow. So she produced like a Project Runway.
Oh my God.
And she's done some other stuff. Yeah. But all the vintage designer dresses. And she had them all in her garage.
She has beautiful body and personality. I can tell.
Insane body. Mm-hmm. Insane body still. You could tell she's the party girl. She still has loads of energy. So it was like me, her, my sister-in-law, Vivian.
We love Vivian. Guys, so let me just tell you. So we went to Coachella. Sorry for interrupting. We went to Coachella in April, right? Because you were dressing, Cosmo and Donato were dressing Sima Funk. Donato is Cosmo's partner. If you guys don't know, sometimes we get those questions that, like, does Cosmo own any stores? Where are the stores? The stores are Cosmo's Glam Squad, hashtag not sponsored, but sponsored. Cosmo's Glam Squad on Melrose, Cosmo and Donato, and Fashion Whore. So please visit and support, and also cosmoanddonato.com for perfume. The favorite perfume starts with C. I'll just put it here.
Can we say that?
You can say that, yeah. I'll bleep it out.
Okay. The perfumes is My by Cosmo. So the deal is, does anybody want to smell Cosmo's? And it's in a very feminine bottle with a little puff, and you spray it on, and it smells amazing. Matter of fact, we just got some orders today.
Yeah, which is so great.
So you guys could order Cosmo's.
It's running out of stock. It's low in stock. It is actually. You have to reorder. Yeah, and it's bottled in LA and composed by the queen herself.
Yes, and Kendra mixed it for me.
So we were so basically back to Palm Springs. So went to Palm Springs for Coachella to dress Sima Funk backstage because Cosmo and Donato were dressing Sima Funk, and we were invited backstage, and I felt very Lana Del Rey, and we have a story about Lana Del Rey as well because she was performing that night at Coachella, but the traffic was too terrible and we were starving. And what happened?
So instead of going to see Lana, remind you, you have VIP passes, right, to go see Lana Del Rey. And for the whole weekend of Coachella, we had VIP back passes.
And really quickly, Lana is my favorite artist, like, of all time. I'm obsessed over Lana. Continue.
So we were there earlier in the day. They put me on stage, Sema Funk, and I was dancing with this band I dressed in front of the whole big stage of Coachella. And we had a ball. Then we left, and we said we're going to come back tonight to go see Lana. So when we got back at night, even though we had the VIP passes, it was all these buses and all these cars. It was so packed. We could not... Like, we had to wait online, literally. It was crazy, Coachella. Even though we had the VIP, we should have stood there in the afternoon. So when we came back at night, we're like, we're starving. So should we do Denny's or should we do Lana? Really, it came down to that. And anyway, I waited on this friggin' line. So we're like, Denny's won. Sorry, Lana. And we watched you on YouTube. You were amazing, by the way. So we went to Denny's, and that was hilarious.
I still have a little PTSD from that. I'm still a little traumatized that I missed the opportunity. Seeing her, but backstage we could have been, right? We could have been backstage.
VIP. But we left early, and then it was just too crowded to get back in there. VIP
Queen was overwhelmed. We don't do well in heat. Like, none of us were spoiled. Los Angeles, Angelina.
Plus, twist my arm for a good Denny's hamburger. You don't got to twist my arm, honey. And we know we could have watched Lana on YouTube that night in the hotel room. So that's what.
But maybe tell them at least then about experience of you dressing Lana and Lana's sister coming into the store.
Yeah. So anyway, this really pretty girl comes in and she is buying all this like really feminine stuff that I carry. The name is Juliet's Dream and her name is Tara, and she's a designer and she just makes the most delicate dresses out of like vintage tablecloths, vintage this, vintage that, and it's just so soft and romantic and pretty. So I have this pretty girl come in, and I'm like, who is this girl? She looks like a celebrity. And then I went up to her, and she's like, I'm Lana Del Rey's sister, and I'm looking for some clothes for Lana. And we showed her the line of these beautiful dresses, and she bought a few. She goes, you know what? You want to say hi to her? So down to earth. And I'm like, yeah. And she dialed her sister up and called Lana, and she goes, this is Cosmo, the Queen of Melrose. And I'm like, oh my God, we love you. And I can't believe you're buying our dresses. And it was just another Melrose moment. It was really, really wonderful. Her sister is really cool and so beautiful as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about, just a random question, we will have props on our table sometimes, and then we're going to have a segment at the end, if you want to talk about the cool segment that we came. I don't know if it's cool, but we're trying to be innovative, okay? We're trying to zhuzh you up.
Come up with this.
Yeah, so don't judge us yet, but we're trying to wake this YouTube up, okay? The whole platform. And we're going to be on Spotify. I'm going to be cutting up these clips if it comes out well all over posting all over social media.
And you know what? We could have planned it and waited a few weeks to go on, but we kind of wanted to just like let it evolve and kind of plan it with you guys. Ooh. I love it. Jill Monroe.
It's very awesome. Yeah.
Jill Monroe.
Yeah, and very Lana too.
Yeah.
Lana
Yes.
Cosmo, why roses have thorns?
Why do roses have thorns?
Why do they have to? Why?
You know what? Because I think life is beautiful, and life can be wonderful and beautiful, but not perfect, and you got to go through your little trials and tribulations, just to smell the roses. There you go. So nothing's spice, perfect.
Some zest to it, right?
Yes. Ow.
Otherwise it's...
Now I'm bleeding to death.
All right, that was a philosophical question of the day. But we're going to be we have a random idea of, a wild idea rather, to be dialing one of you, one lucky you, via Instagram, and just dialing you up, any fans, and just asking you one question, and you would be able to ask Cosmo any question you have. So we're just going to be scrolling, randomly choosing followers and dialing them up and see if you pick up. If not, it might be a DM that we will then review on the next episode, right?
Yeah, so stay tuned, fans. We're going to call you up randomly out of the blue, and we're going to ask you some crazy question, so get ready for that. FaceTime. And then you guys can actually ask me a question. So that's going to be at the end of our little podcast, and then we have some more treats for y'all. So I can't wait, Eugenia.
Wait either.
It's gonna be amazing.
And we gotta we're a little mellow a little bit today because usually we're more wild, right? We're kind of like a little. This is the chillest it's ever gonna be.
Yeah, this is very.
They're very chill. Maybe that's the room, the lights. I don't know.
I don't know, girl. And I just kind of woke up chill today.
Yeah, me too. Like we're all.
There's kind of a lot going on, and then Eugenia's like, "Oh, today's podcast day. Go wash your face, queen."
Because we've been talking about it for so long, and when you talk about something for so long, you have to do it, right? Otherwise, it's like basically, I even talk about it
on... It never gets done.
On my channel, I have a little channel, and when I create jewelry, I would always tell my audience that don't can your ideas. Like if you have an idea, it's unexpressed emotion, right? Unexpressed desire. It's a being that needs to be released, right? And if you're gonna can it, it's bad for you. It stays in your system instead of you have to do detoxification by having an idea, releasing it. You're just flushing it out, right? And if you're gonna can them, you're gonna blow up. You're gonna implode. So I don't know. This is a way.
So you have to express yourself.
Express yourself.
No matter what you're going through, too.
Right. So what?
Like today, I'm low energy. I just came. Rare. I just drove back from Palm Springs last night. Got up. All the dogs. It's always something. So you're going to see Cosmo high energy, which I usually am. But it's okay to be low, guys. It's okay to have a low energy, And, as long as she's still here, she shows up, honey. Yes.
How you always say, it's okay for you to have so what? You have a hunch on your back.
Just throw some glitter on it.
But back to the VHS, right? So we just digitalized it. And what did you feel when you met yourself 20 years?
It was so many memories, and I was so skinny, and I'm like, oh my God, I was so thin. And when I was thin, that's why I know I have body dysmorphia, because I thought I was fat then.
Are you kidding me?
And you guys are going to see I was so skinty. So that's another disorder.
A little teaser here. We'll show you a little clip.
That's another discovery, We never stop discovering about ourselves. But it was very, sentimental because I remember those days. And I remember walking in and seeing the Pussycat Dolls as my dancers. And I remember my friend Rodney, wanted me to be so happy with the fashion show. And when I walked in, it was like tears. Oh. It was just, so amazing. And I was also this celebrity. He always made me feel amazing. So with the Pussycat Dolls and then the models, and I had a lot of celebrities on the runway that night too, that weren't celebrities then that are celebrities now.
Oh, wow.
So
and China the Wrestler was there, right?
Oh, China the Wrestler. She was there, and she spit champagne when she came out modeling, and then she got to the front of the runway, and she had champagne in her mouth, and she spit champagne over the whole audience, and it was just amazing. So, got to witness all that. Felt really good, I still want to do some of those fashion shows. They were so much fun. I wanted entertainment. So I wanted everybody to dance. So that's who opened the show. Again, was the Pussycat Dolls, right? And they came out dancing, doing their thing. Then the models came out.
It looked like a movie.
It was amazing.
So what club was that? Where was it?
Club Ivar.
Is it closed now?
Now it's a new club. It's on Hollywood Boulevard. It's always a fabulous club. But this was 20 years ago.
Imagine doing a comeback. Queen of Melrose.
Shall we do? Girl, she's doing it, queen.
She's doing it, queen.
She's doing it, honey.
We should do a comeback.
But we got to do those shows.
So this episode is just a little kind of intro, us figuring out the lighting, how to use this. I don't know how to use this, so I'm learning, how to...
I have to say, Eugenia she's the dynamo. She's the human fucking dynamo. She shows up, cameras, get ready. I wouldn't be on camera if it wasn't for her. Now here we are at my house, and she's bringing all this stuff. Does it all herself. Self-taught. You went to school a little bit for this stuff.
A little bit. And then I've always been taking, so my background is in finance because I took a wrong path, which is wrong turn, but it's fine. It's a separate conversation. We'll talk about the path and how you are how you always stay true to your path, and what a luxury it is for someone else like me, and what an obvious choice it was for you, and how you could have not been anything else but this. How you came storming out. Like, not everyone has that confidence. Like, I didn't have that confidence. I didn't know who I was up until, age maybe 25. I had no idea.
Until she hit Melrose.
Until I met Cosmo, right? Even when I met you, I had
brought out her artistic crafts.
But
you know what? Those years of accounting, I'm sure, paid off. Because you're like this with numbers.
Yeah.
You could actually,
and discipline.
Any questions. I'm not really great with those numbers. I am not. And like organized, and paperwork is not my thing at all. I'm more the artistic, But to have both is a gift.
So,
like, this girl can make a bracelet, honey, make a necklace, screw in a fucking light bulb, you name it, and like fix a camera all the same day. So that's very gifted.
Fix the drawer.
And you know what? I wouldn't even believe in myself if it wasn't for her, because basically I was like throwing the towel. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to retire. I'm literally going to go to Palm Springs and just retire, and maybe just keep one of my stores and just show up and sell like a little bit, whatever. Here, I was kind of at that, fork in the road. And then along comes Eugenia, and she's like, bitch, you are still beautiful, girl. People are going to love you. And she kind of literally loved me till I loved myself. Honestly, she really, really did believe in me and told me every day. That's why it's important, guys. You have to make affirmations, And it's like, if you're lucky to have a friend like me that tells you every day.
But you did the same thing for me too. Yeah, like, for instance, I was a designer that didn't have a store. It's expensive to have a store. It's expensive to have rent. I come in with a crazy tentacle bra and other pieces, and he's like, come on in, you're welcome. And not only you're welcome, I sold your piece to Michelle Rodriguez. Like, imagine for a young designer, for that to happen, like, it boosted my confidence. So, like, you helped me too, but we didn't connect. We didn't see each other. Maybe we should actually talk about it just quickly about that really quickly. So we didn't even meet, like, didn't really see each other up until maybe April or June last year, because I was just one of the designers dropping you off stuff, but I was always kind of behind the counter. I always had balls to go. Do you remember? I was always like part of the team, but not really, but like, and I would help sell, like, if someone comes in.
Big balls, I'm telling you. Just come in like gangbusters, and it's like, you need that. What do we need? Okay, over here, over there. You know what I mean?
But you also
like not playing, And it's like, that's how I am at work. I'm just like, you can't turn me off. You know what I mean? I'm always doing something. There's always something to be done, and she just picked it up like right away.
He taught me communication. I can talk to any person now. So I did accounting really quickly, right? Then I quit to do social media for Cosmo part-time, and like had other gigs because I had bad reaction. I'm not gonna say to what, because we're gonna be canceled, but I had a bad reaction to something that prompted me to quit my accounting, because we only live once and I didn't want to be spending my life miserable doing something that I absolutely hated. So anyway, but what I was saying, so yeah, but you
Are you gonna cry, bitch?
I'm gonna cry right now. But we didn't know that we are a good team. We didn't know. I didn't have those skills either. So I was just like following my creative path.
Well, you came to me, remember? It was like you came to me with something personal.
Right.
Right. And she was going through a little crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Because mental health is real.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Especially in LA.
You can never tell. Look how giggly and bubbly I am. You would never tell that there was something.
But it's okay. Like, we all have something. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the monster is not underneath the bed. But, we all have something. So anyway, I had my thing. I had my little drug addiction. Also, I suffer from like borderline depression. I also suffer from an eating disorder. It's always something. It just bounces around.
Anxiety.
And then you're a workaholic and like whatever. There's a plethora. We could go on and on. Yeah. But there was one particular thing, and I don't know if I could have helped her. I could have just been the shoulder for her, and I didn't know if I could help help her. I didn't know what advice to give her. So my go-to was like, let's go to an AA meeting. You know what I mean? Right away, everybody's an alcoholic like me. I'm like, let's go.
No, it's okay, but you didn't know. That's okay. That was your
idea.
Yeah.
It was kind of more of a mental health issue.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't have that issue.
We'll have an episode about that.
But the shit was real, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that brought us closer.
Because
I tried to help her, and, she reached out. She was comfortable enough to tell me everything, and then she just left herself wide open, and basically that brought us closer.
That's right.
Because there's not many people you could tell the truth to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's not many people, especially in LA, where everybody's so transient. You know what I mean? And everybody's like takers. Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening. We're gonna get copyrighted for that.
That's our new song.
That's
anyway.
The name of the podcast we thought.
We love that song.
So so you see, even like I didn't really, when you talk and you have a podcast, it kind of all comes out because I didn't think about it that way. But that's exactly what happened. Like I had to hit the crisis. I came to Cosmo to reach out for help.
So she trusted me. And
it was bad.
In turn, I trusted her. And then her and I always had this special little thing. Not only was she selling clothes in my store, her and her mom make the most beautiful. I mean, her mother sews so beautifully. And I don't think she's as good as her mom, but, she's just as amazing. Anyway, so cut to, was selling all these clothes and, all their designs in my store. And basically, she's telling me, like, you need your own show. You got to do something. It's time, because she saw me like getting like mundane, selling another dress, and I'm like, I don't like having a midlife crisis, kind of at 60 years old. So she recognized that too. I didn't have kind of the drive I had, kind of like the beginning of the podcast. You see how it was, and then how it all like now she's ready.
Now she's ready. Now she's we worked out, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then what happened to me, I was doing finance accounting, but then on the side, I was always learning nonstop because otherwise I would have been so deprived. I had to take some creativity elsewhere, so I was taking classes on videography and filming, and I still don't know what I'm doing really. So when camera shakes, she apologizes, but she's gonna get better, don't you worry, she's gonna get better. She got herself an expensive gimbal. Okay, so anyway, so I learned about myself that I love video, and I did a video for Cosmo and Donato, and they loved it, absolutely loved it. And then I took over social media for them, and then I was like, why aren't we showing the biggest fucking asset we have in the store?
We are back to Gorilla Style. So
1-800-GORILLA.com.
Gorilla.
We should talk about that shoe next time.
Yeah, is this fierce, guys? We love fierce things. Look at these shoes. My friend Punk Couture makes these. Insane. So anyway, where were we?
Words of wisdom.
Yeah. So basically, we were just talking about mental health. We were talking about success. And it kind of goes hand in hand. Basically, you got to really take care of yourself. Like literally have like a good friend that you can confide in, a therapist on speed dial for sure, and then maybe a meeting. There's always groups that you can go to, whether you're overeating, whether you're oversexing, whether you're over this, whether you're over that. And there's no cure for this stuff, but at least you could treat it and you feel better. And when you talk about it, you take the power away from it and then you feel better. As you can see, like I came on here and I was like, you know what I mean? And now I'm all like, face the world, So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff in this podcast, and basically it's all just...
the unfiltered.
Yeah. Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why do I feel like Saturday Night Live where they do their little thing and they're like, sweaty balls.
Speaking of Saturday Night Live, that Cosmo and Donato made it all the way to Saturday Night Live when Deontay Wilder's costume the costume won, but the Deontay Wilder lost. Look it up, I'll insert it right here. But they talked about the costume on SNL. There's so much.
Maybe we should write a little.
We should be a little prepared. Yeah.
But we're just so excited.
We will be. But we're just gonna see if it works, and we're gonna do Instagram dial up a fellow subscriber next
But
time.
we're gonna dance. We're gonna look at photos. We're gonna have a really good time.
Maybe you can do makeover.
We're gonna do makeovers. We're gonna do a little cooking show.
We're gonna have guests.
We're gonna have guests. It's gonna be fun.
Joe, for those that are Joe fans, Joe's gonna be here too.
Oh yeah, my brother Joe. Yes, Joe will be here. So thank you.
So you can find Cosmo on all platforms, Queen of Melrose. So obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, you already know. So please subscribe if you're watching for the first time. So Queen of Melrose, please subscribe to the channel. Queen of Melrose on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, for also X right now, right?
And a lot of people are asking, does on TikTok, does he have clothing stores? So a lot of you don't know that I have 3 of them.
Exactly.
So that all 3 of them are on Melrose, and actually you could just Google Cosmo and Donato on Melrose and it'll tell you the addresses and everything. So come visit.
And if you are not in California, please support by buying a t-shirt or a perfume that Cosmo just talked about early in the episode. Go to cosmoanddonato.com and get yourself something. There's some fabulous handmade, one-of-a-kind fashion and some t-shirts if you want to just support the queen. We also have Buy Me Coffee for Cosmo. It's linked down below. And yeah, please support the queen because we would need... more of that because we're going to be doing a better, bigger production for you guys. So it's all going to be going back into production and content for you guys. So we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in our first ever episode.
Thank you. We will see you soon.
We'll see you soon. Bye.